Chosen one, listen closely, because what I am about to tell you is no accident. You were meant to hear this. You have been searching, praying, waiting, wondering if your heart's deepest longing will ever be fulfilled. But today, God has sent a message just for you. This is the confirmation you have been seeking, the answer to the prayers you have whispered in the quiet of the night. Your soulmate is coming. The love you have longed for, the connection your soul has yearned for, is closer than you realize. God has approved it. He has set this love in motion, aligning the details, preparing the path, ensuring that everything is falling into place at the perfect time. The loneliness, the doubts, the moments when you felt unseen, they were never in vain. They were preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. This is not a coincidence. If you are hearing this message, it means that heaven has already begun working in your favor. The things you thought were delays, the disappointments you endured, the love you thought you lost, they were not signs of failure. They were stepping stones leading you to the love God has always had planned for you. Every tear you cried, every moment you felt alone, every time you questioned if love was meant for you, God saw it all. And now, He is revealing the truth. Do not ignore this message. This is not just another moment in your day. This is divine intervention. You are on the edge of a breakthrough, a shift that will change the course of your life forever. The wait is over. The promise is unfolding. And if your spirit is already stirring, if something within you is telling you that this message is for you, then know this: God is speaking directly to your heart right now. There is something powerful about divine timing. Everything in your life has led to this moment. The doors that closed, the seasons of waiting, the times when love seemed so far away, all of it was leading you here. You were never abandoned. You were never forgotten. God has been working behind the scenes, preparing something extraordinary for you. And now, that time is near. You may have questioned whether you were truly meant to experience love. Maybe the world told you that love is for others, but not for you. Maybe your past has left you wounded, hesitant to believe that true love still exists. But let me tell you, God does not withhold good things from His children. If He placed the desire for deep, lasting love in your heart, it is because He intends to fulfill it. He is not a God of empty promises. When He speaks, it is already done. Even now, something is shifting within you. Your heart is awakening. Your soul is beginning to recognize the truth. The love that was written in the heavens is making its way to you. You may not see it yet, but faith is believing in what you cannot yet see. And if you are feeling this message deep in your spirit, it means that your faith is already being activated. You are ready. This love is not just any love. It is a sacred connection, a divine partnership, a meeting of two souls that were always meant to find each other. And when it arrives, it will not be forced, it will not be confusing, it will not leave you questioning. It will be undeniable. It will be the kind of love that strengthens your faith, not weakens it. It will bring you closer to God, not pull you away. It will reflect the kind of love that only heaven can ordain. Chosen one, God's plan is unfolding in your life. The wait is over. The appointed time has come. The love that has been destined for you since the beginning of time is drawing near. But will you receive it? Will you step into this moment with faith, or will you let doubt steal what God has already prepared for you? If something in your spirit is stirring right now, if a fire is being lit inside your soul, that is your confirmation. Heaven is moving. The angels are rejoicing. Love is on its way to you. But before you receive it, there is something important you must understand. Why now? Why has this love been revealed at this exact moment? Stay with me, because what I am about to share next will open your eyes to the divine reason why your soulmate is finally on their way to you. Your life is about to change. Your heart is about to be fulfilled. Chosen one, hear me now. Your waiting has not been in vain. Every tear, every lonely night, every moment when you wondered if love was truly meant for you, God saw it all. And now, He is answering. The soulmate He has prepared for you is closer than you think, and the divine alignment of your hearts has already begun. There is a sacred timing to everything in life. Just as the sun rises at its appointed hour and the stars shine at their destined moment, love too has its divine season. What felt like delays were never denials. What seemed like rejection was actually protection. God was not keeping love from you. He was preparing you for the kind of love that could only come in His perfect time. Maybe you have felt forgotten. Maybe you have watched others find love while you remained in solitude. Maybe you have even convinced yourself that you are meant to walk this life alone. But that is not the truth. The world may have told you that love is a game of chance, that relationships are fleeting, that heartbreak is inevitable. But heaven tells a different story. When God ordains love, it is unshakable. It is built on a foundation that cannot be moved by time, distance, or circumstance. And that is the love that is coming for you. Your soulmate is already on their way. Even now, God is moving in the unseen, orchestrating divine connections, setting the stage for something beyond human understanding. This is not just about finding a partner. It is about a spiritual bond, a union that has been written into your destiny since before you were even born. There is a reason your heart has felt restless. There is a reason you have sensed that something is shifting. Because God is preparing you for what He has already approved. The love that is coming into your life is not an ordinary love. It is not a fleeting attraction or a relationship built on shallow foundations. This is a love that has purpose. This is a love that will transform you, that will elevate you, that will push you deeper into your faith and closer to the divine plan God has for your life. This love will not weaken you. It will strengthen you. It will not bring confusion, but clarity. It will not leave you empty, but full. And here is what you must understand. This love is not coming as a reward for your perfection. It is coming as a fulfillment of God's promise. He sees your heart. He knows your longing. And because He is a good Father, He does not give His children anything less than what is best for them. But there is something you must do. You must prepare your heart. You must position yourself in faith. Because love, real, divine, God-ordained love, is not just about receiving. It is about becoming. Becoming the kind of person who can walk in that love. Becoming someone who can steward it, nurture it, and reflect God's glory through it. Even now, something inside you is stirring. You feel it. The shift, the anticipation, the quiet voice within you whispering that this is for you. That is not your imagination. That is your spirit recognizing truth. God's word never returns void, and when He speaks, things begin to move. So, chosen one, ask yourself this. Do you believe it? Do you believe that God's love for you is so deep, so intentional, that He has prepared a soulmate specifically for you? Do you believe that this divine connection is already on its way? Because if you do, then something is about to change. Your faith is the key that unlocks the door to this blessing. The moment you accept this truth, the moment you align your heart with what God is doing, the very atmosphere around you will begin to shift. The season of waiting is ending. The season of fulfillment is here. But what comes next? Why now? Why has God chosen this exact moment to bring this love into your life? Stay with me, because what I am about to reveal will show you exactly why the time has come for your soulmate to enter your life. The answer is more powerful than you could ever imagine. Chosen one, listen carefully. God's timing is never random. Every season of waiting, every delay, every unanswered prayer had a purpose. What felt like a painful pause was actually a divine preparation. You were not being denied love. You were being refined for the kind of love that can only come from heaven. God has never withheld anything good from you. If love did not arrive when you expected it, it was because He was protecting you from something less than what He has planned. The world tells you that love can be rushed, that it can be found anywhere, that settling is an option. But you are not of this world. You are set apart, chosen for something greater. And because of that, God was never going to allow you to receive anything less than the love that is worthy of your soul. Think of a diamond being formed deep within the earth. The pressure, the heat, the time. It is all necessary to turn something ordinary into something extraordinary. If the process is rushed, the diamond will not shine as it was meant to. And so it is with you. God has been shaping you, refining you, preparing you, not just so that you can receive love, but so that you can walk in a love that is meant to last forever. What you thought was a delay was actually God's protection. You may have cried out to Him, asking why love seemed so distant. You may have watched others find their person while you remained alone. But God was not ignoring you. He was shielding you. There were relationships that would have stolen your peace. There were people who would have drained your spirit. There were situations that would have distracted you from your true calling. And because God loves you, He kept you from them. But now, the time has come. You have been tested. You have endured. You have remained faithful, even when you did not understand. And now, heaven is responding. The love that once felt impossible is about to become your reality. Look at the great love stories of the Bible. Abraham and Sarah waited for God's promise to be fulfilled, and when the time was right, they gave birth to something miraculous. Ruth remained faithful through hardship, and in time she was led to Boaz, a love that changed the course of her life. These stories were not about chance. They were about divine alignment. And now, it is your turn. The waiting season is ending. The season of fulfillment has arrived. Your heart has been prepared. Your spirit has been strengthened. You are no longer the person you were before. You are someone who can walk boldly into the love that God has ordained for you. But you must understand this. This love is not coming just to make you happy. It is coming because it is a part of your purpose. This love is bigger than you. It is meant to glorify God. It is meant to reflect His love to the world. And that is why it could not come a moment too soon, or a moment too late. Even now, something inside of you is shifting. You feel it. That quiet stirring in your soul, the deep knowing that this message is for you. That is not your imagination. That is your spirit recognizing truth. The divine alignment has begun. But why now? Why has God chosen this exact moment to release this love into your life? What has changed? What has shifted? Stay with me, because what I am about to reveal next will show you exactly why God has chosen this season to bring your soulmate to you. This revelation will change everything. Everything in your life has led to this moment. Every challenge, every heartbreak, every lesson, none of it was wasted. You may not have understood it at the time, but God has been preparing you. And now, at this exact moment, something in the spiritual realm has shifted. That is why your soulmate is finally on their way. This is not happening by accident. God does nothing without purpose. If love had arrived before now, you would not have been ready to receive it fully. There were things in your life that needed to be healed, wounds that needed to be closed, wisdom that needed to be gained. God's love for you is so deep that He refused to let you enter a love that was not yet in its perfect time. Look at your journey. Can you see how the pieces are coming together? The struggles that once seemed meaningless were actually strengthening you. The people who left your life were making space for the one who was truly meant for you. The loneliness you felt was drawing you closer to God, teaching you to seek Him first, so that when love arrived, it would not replace your faith, but enhance it. This is why now. Because you have changed. Because you are no longer the person who would have settled for less than what God has planned. Because you have been refined, renewed, and realigned with His divine purpose. And now, heaven is releasing the blessing that has been waiting for you. Chosen one, hear me. Your faith has unlocked something powerful. When you chose to trust God in your waiting season, He took notice. When you surrendered your loneliness to Him, He set things in motion that you could not yet see. When you remained faithful, even when it was hard, He began aligning your path with the person who was always meant to walk beside you. Do you see it now? The waiting was never a punishment. It was a preparation. And now, the preparation is complete. But here is the truth you must embrace. This love is not just about romance. It is about purpose. It is about kingdom work. Your soulmate is not coming into your life just to fulfill your heart's desires. They are coming because together, you will fulfill God's plan. That is why the enemy fought so hard to keep you distracted. That is why you faced so many obstacles in love. That is why your heart was tested. Because the enemy knew that when this love arrived, it would be unstoppable. The two of you together will be stronger than you were apart. You will uplift each other, strengthen each other, and walk in faith together. Can you feel it? That stirring in your spirit? That quiet whisper telling you this is real? That is not your imagination. That is God confirming that something is shifting. Your soulmate is feeling this same shift. They are being prepared, just as you have been. The same way God has been working on your heart, He has been working on theirs. And when the time is right, which is sooner than you think, your paths will finally align. The love that is coming is not something you have to chase. It is something God is bringing to you. You do not have to force it, manipulate it, or beg for it. It is already written. It is already approved. It is already happening. But there is something you must do. You must step into this season with faith. You must believe that what God has spoken over your life is coming to pass. You must walk in the expectation that your time has arrived. So, what happens next? How will you recognize this love when it comes? How will you know that it is truly from God? Stay with me, because what I am about to share will reveal exactly how to identify the divine connection that is about to enter your life. You will not want to miss this. Chosen one, your soulmate is closer than you think. But when they appear in your life, will you recognize them? Will you be able to discern between a relationship that is merely good and one that is truly God-ordained? Because the love that is coming is unlike anything you have ever known. It is divine, intentional, and filled with purpose. And when it arrives, you must be ready to embrace it fully. The world has taught you to look at love through a human lens, to focus on appearances, emotions, surface-level connections. But the love that God is bringing into your life is deeper than the physical, stronger than emotion, and greater than anything you have ever experienced before. This is not ordinary love. This is love that carries the fingerprints of heaven. And when you see it, you will know. How will you recognize the love that God has prepared for you? First, it will bring peace, not confusion. The world will tell you that love is supposed to be complicated, full of uncertainty, marked by struggle. But God's love does not come with confusion. It does not bring turmoil to your soul. When your soulmate enters your life, they will not make you question your worth. They will not leave you wondering where you stand. Instead, they will bring clarity, security, and a deep knowing that this connection is different. Think of Adam and Eve. When Adam first saw Eve, he did not hesitate. He did not question. He did not doubt. He simply knew that she was the one created for him. This is what divine love feels like. Certainty, not chaos. Second, this love will draw you closer to God, not further from Him. A God-ordained relationship will never make you compromise your faith, your values, or your purpose. Instead, it will strengthen your spirit, ignite your passion for God, and align with His divine plan for your life. If a relationship pulls you away from God, if it weakens your faith, if it causes you to stray from your purpose, then it is not from Him. The love that God approves will always encourage you to seek Him more, to trust Him deeper, and to grow spiritually alongside your partner. Pay attention to how your spirit feels in their presence. Do they bring peace or confusion? Do they uplift your soul or drain your energy? Do they reflect the love of God, or do they cause you to compromise your walk with Him? These are the questions that will reveal the truth. Third, this love will not come through force or manipulation. You will not have to beg for it. You will not have to chase after it. You will not have to wonder if you are enough. Because when something is from God, it flows naturally, effortlessly, beautifully. Look at the way God moves. He is not a God of force. He is a God of divine order. When He aligns something in your life, it fits. It makes sense. It brings peace. This does not mean that there will never be challenges. Every relationship requires effort. But when love is from God, the foundation is strong. It is built on trust, respect, and mutual faith. It is not something that you must fight to hold on to. It is something that is meant to stay. And fourth, this love will feel familiar to your soul. When you meet the one that God has prepared for you, there will be a sense of recognition, as if you have known them far longer than you truly have. Your souls will resonate, your spirits will align, your connection will feel effortless. Have you ever met someone who felt like home, even though they were a stranger? That is what divine love feels like. It is a connection that goes beyond time, beyond circumstance, beyond anything you can logically explain. It is as if your hearts were always meant to meet, as if God whispered to your spirit long ago, "This is the one, chosen one, your soulmate is already on their way. They are being prepared, just as you have been prepared. And when they enter your life, you will know. There will be no chasing, no second-guessing, no confusion. Only clarity, peace, and the undeniable presence of God's hand on your relationship. But now, the most important moment is approaching, the divine activation. Because it is not enough to simply know that love is coming. You must step into alignment with it. You must be ready to receive it. So, How do you step into the season of divine love? How do you ensure that you do not miss the blessing that God is bringing into your life? Stay with me, because what I am about to share will show you exactly how to walk into the love that heaven has approved. Your time is now. The love that God has prepared for you is drawing near, but before you can step into this divine union, you must position yourself to receive it. Because while God is sending this love, you must be ready to embrace it fully. God does not send unprepared blessings to unprepared people. If this love arrived before you were spiritually, mentally, and emotionally ready, it could be overlooked, misunderstood, or even rejected. This is why preparation is everything. So, how do you prepare yourself for the love that God has approved? First, you must heal. You cannot receive God's best while still holding onto the wounds of the past. Unhealed pain becomes a barrier to divine love. It creates walls around your heart, preventing you from trusting, from believing, from fully embracing the love that is meant for you. Have you been carrying the weight of past disappointments? Have you allowed old heartbreaks to shape the way you view love? God is calling you to let go, to release every hurt, every betrayal, every moment that made you doubt whether true love is real, because it is real, and it is coming. But first, your heart must be open to receive it. Forgiveness is key, not just forgiving others, but also forgiving yourself. If you have blamed yourself for failed relationships, if you have believed the lie that you are unworthy of love, God is breaking that mindset today. You are worthy. You are chosen. And the love that is coming will not remind you of your past. It will restore you for your future. Second, you must align your heart with God's will. A God-ordained relationship is not just about personal happiness. It is about divine purpose. Your soulmate is not just someone to walk beside. You are coming together for a greater reason. Have you sought God first? Have you asked Him to align your desires with His? Because when you do, He will not only bring you love, He will bring you the right love. The kind of love that will strengthen your spirit, deepen your faith, and push you toward the destiny He has set for you. Look at the story of Esther. Before she was positioned for the throne, she underwent a season of preparation. It was not just about outward beauty, it was about spiritual alignment. And because she was prepared, she was able to walk boldly into her destiny. Your love story is no different. God has not been delaying your blessing. He has been preparing you for it. And now, that preparation is complete. Third, you must walk in faith. Do not let doubt steal what God has promised you. Do not allow fear to convince you that love is impossible. Faith is the key that unlocks divine timing. Do you believe that God's best is coming? Do you believe that He has already set this love in motion? Because if you do, everything will begin to shift. You will start to see signs, confirmations, moments that remind you that love is closer than ever before. But faith is not just believing, it is acting. Speak life over your future. Declare that love is coming. Walk in confidence, knowing that you are worthy. Live as if your blessing is already here, because in the spiritual realm, it already is. And finally, you must be willing to receive. Love is not something you earn. It is something you accept. God's approval has already been given. But will you open your heart to embrace it when it arrives? When this love comes, it may not look like what you expected. It may challenge you, stretch you, push you into new levels of faith. But that is how you will know it is from God. Because His blessings do not just bring happiness, they bring transformation. Chosen one, You are on the verge of something extraordinary. The love that has been written for you is no longer distant. It is near. God has approved it. Heaven has aligned it. And now, it is your turn to step forward and claim it. But now, there is one final step, a divine activation. Because it is not enough to simply know that love is coming. You must step into it boldly. And what happens next will change everything. Stay with me, because what I am about to reveal will activate this blessing in your life. Your season of love is here. Chosen one, the moment has arrived. This is no longer just a message. It is a divine invitation. God has spoken. The love He has prepared for you is drawing near, and now it is time to step into it. This is your activation. This is where faith meets action, where promises become reality, where heaven moves because you believe. No more waiting. No more wondering. No more doubting. The season of love is here, and God is asking you to receive it. But here is the truth. Not everyone will accept it. Some will hesitate. Some will let fear hold them back. Some will allow past pain to convince them that love is not for them. But that is not your portion. You are chosen. You are called. You have been prepared for such a time as this. Will you receive what God has already approved? Will you step forward in faith? This is not for the passive. This is for the bold. This is for those who will dare to believe that what God has spoken is already unfolding. This is for those who will not shrink back in fear, who will not let past heartbreaks keep them from embracing the new thing that God is doing. Chosen one, lift your hands. Close your eyes. Breathe in the presence of God. Right now, in this moment, heaven is watching. The angels are leaning in. The power of the Almighty is moving. You are standing at the threshold of something beyond imagination. This is the moment where you speak life over your future, where you reject every lie that told you love would never come, where you silence every voice that said you were not enough, where you declare that your time has come. Now, declare this over your life. Lord, I receive your promise. I reject the lies of the enemy, the fear of the past, the doubt that has tried to steal my joy. I declare that I am worthy of the love you have ordained for me. I step into my divine season, fully aligned with your will. I open my heart to receive the soulmate you have prepared for me. Let your timing be fulfilled. Let your hand guide my steps. Let your love flow through my life. I believe I receive, and I will walk in this blessing. In Jesus' name, amen. Did you feel that? That shift, that release, that undeniable presence of God? That was not your imagination. That was heaven responding to your faith. Something has changed. The waiting is over. The promise is being fulfilled. But now, you must walk in it, live as if the blessing is already here. Speak it. Expect it. Align your life with it. Because the moment you truly believe, you will begin to see it manifest. What does this mean? It means that when doubt tries to creep in, you remind yourself that God has already spoken. It means that when fear whispers that love is not for you, you silence it with the truth. It means that you do not look at your past as a prediction of your future. You look to God's word, which never fails. Chosen one, faith requires action. If you truly believe that God has set this love in motion, then begin to prepare yourself. Open your heart. Speak as if it is already happening, live in joyful expectation. Because the moment you align yourself with this promise, you will begin to see signs, confirmations, moments of divine alignment that will leave you in awe. And if you know that this message was for you, if you felt the presence of God stir in your spirit, then do something right now. Declare it in the comments. Type, "I receive God's promise." Let heaven hear it. Let your faith be seen. And if you have not yet subscribed, do it now, because this journey is just beginning, and you do not want to miss what comes next. God has spoken. His power is moving. Your time is now. Walk in it. Your soulmate is coming. Something powerful has just taken place. Can you feel it? The shift, the stirring, the undeniable presence of God moving in your life? This is not the end. This is the beginning. You have stepped into a new season, one where love is no longer a distant hope but a divine certainty. Heaven has already approved it. The love that was written for you before time began is making its way into your life. God is aligning every detail, moving every obstacle, preparing your heart and the heart of your soulmate so that when your paths finally meet, it will be undeniable. You do not have to chase what God has assigned to you. What is meant for you will find you, at the right time, in the right way, in the perfect divine alignment. And when it happens, it will be a love that honors God, a love that strengthens you, a love that carries a purpose greater than you could ever imagine. The waiting was never wasted. Every tear, every prayer, every lonely night, it was all shaping you, refining you, molding you into the person who could carry this kind of love. And now, you are ready. Chosen one, do not let doubt creep in. The enemy would love to steal this revelation from you, to plant seeds of fear, to make you believe that nothing has changed. But everything has changed, because the moment you activated your faith, heaven responded. Walk boldly in this promise. Live with expectation. Speak words of faith over your life. Begin to see yourself as someone who is already stepping into this divine union, because what you believe, you attract, and what God has spoken cannot be undone. And now, I leave you with this final truth. God is faithful. He does not make mistakes. He does not forget His children, and He certainly does not withhold what is good. Your soulmate is coming, not because of luck, not because of chance, but because God has willed it. Trust, believe, receive. And if this message has resonated with you, if your spirit knows that this was meant for you, declare it right now. Leave a comment saying, "I receive God's promise of love." Let your faith be heard. Let heaven take notice, because the love that is coming will change everything. Your time is now. Walk in it.